What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. So I want to talk about a couple of things now. Now, I'm pretty sure by now a lot of you have got wind that basically Dante's Boxing Nation, okay, he's the one that started this whole Tyson Fury has to pay Deontay Wilder $80 million. Now, as asinine as that sounds, there's a lot of people who will entertain this and actually believe it. First off, I don't know how the hell he would know how much money would be paid when nobody else knows. Um, Look, it makes no sense to me, the whole situation altogether. But if that would be the case, well, are you gonna pay this man $80 million for what? For damages? Is it for step aside money? What is it for? For what? Especially if you're gonna end up fighting this guy in the third fight. And I think a lot of this is just talk, just to keep boxing channels having something to talk about because it just makes no sense to me. But let me say this: AJ versus Fury. The way this fight was handled, I said I don't see the fight happening. And again, a lot of people talk trash about how Fury is just ribbing us all. They're going to sign that contract. Mark my words. By Tuesday, they're going to sign the contract. Really? What happened? And all of this back and forth soap opera stuff, Hearns this, Hearns that. Aaron says this, Eddie says that, you know, John Fury says this, Frank Warren says that. It was like, dude, I really don't even care. Look, here's the reality for me. I watch a lot of bare knuckle fighting. I watch a lot of UFC, a lot of MMA in general. Okay, not just UFC, MMA in general, but that's what I've been watching. I still watch boxing, of course, but I'm not focused on these soap opera stories. Jumping up just to tell you guys what he said and what this one said and who said what, then just give you my take on something that I don't even know because I don't have the information. I don't have the details on what's going on behind the scenes with these guys. But I can tell you that for these guys to sit here and for whatever reason whether the money situation, okay, they got a location already and a date for that location. We heard the 150 million, $75 million split between the two guys, right? I mean, all of that we heard. They both signed the contract, right? They're just waiting for certain signatures. And every every time we hear anything, is always some little minuscule detail, and you only hear it coming from one side. So me personally, like I said before, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It doesn't bother me either way. But in the meantime, like I said, I'm living my life and doing what I have to do otherwise. But there's so many fights that should have happened already. So many fights that still can be made, but people are acting as if they're not interested. We know that Terrence Crawford was supposed to be fighting Pacquiao. Then all of a sudden, he doesn't want Pacquiao. He wants Sean Porter. Okay, Pacquiao all of a sudden now supposed to have eyes on Errol Spence, but then Errol Spence decides, nah, he's focused on Ugas. I mean, it's crazy. It's just crazy. And I'm thinking, what if Sugar Ray never fought Hagler and Hearns and Duran? What if those guys never fought each other? What if Ali never fought Frazier, Dorton, and Foreman? Leave Sonny Liston on the list. But let's just say that's as far as it went. And then everybody else was just another fight. What if Holyfield and Tyson never fought? Like all these fights, what if we never had Lennox Lewis versus Holyfield? Lennox Lewis versus Mike Tyson? Holyfield versus Bo? What if we never had these fights? We'd have to sit here and think who you think would have won that fight. Who you think would have beat between this guy and this guy. Why should we even have to do that? There's no reason that we shouldn't get these fights. Pause. So there's no reason that we shouldn't get these fights. Now, if it's a legitimate reason, we could be understanding. And for those who are childish and want to complain about it just because they spoiled and want everything the way they want it, that's their problem. They'll get over it. They'll be okay. But as far as these excuses, I mean, one want the A side, one want to come to the ring first. This gotta happen. That gotta happen. Um, the guy got to take vaccination shots. This guy, I mean, all of this crazy. Now we got Ryan Garcia talking about his health, mental health is not good, and we got all of these different excuses as to why fights are not going down. But at the same time, when they sit at the negotiation table, everybody want the lion's share of the money. But when you're backing out of fights, when you're not following that buzz that you created, people lose interest. Like I told you guys in one of the last videos I made, and I mean it. Like I lost interest in the whole AJ Fury fight. Period. Like I don't even care if they fight. I don't listen. I don't take any of this personal. They don't fight. I'm not gonna sit here sucking my teeth and angry and having sleepless nights because two grown ass men are not gonna get in the ring and fight. Like, that doesn't bother me personally. As someone who loved the sport of boxing, it's just one of these things where it's like, you keep hearing all this nonsense. This can't happen, that can't happen, but yet the UFC still giving events. The WWE is still giving events. AEW is still giving events. Impact Wrestling is still giving events. Bellator is still giving events. So what is it with boxing? So all these guys that are sitting here making up excuses as to why they don't want to fight another guy. And then you tell us that this guy's not even a worthy opponent. I'll kill that guy. But then you go fight somebody that we know you're going to kill. So what's the purpose? Right now, I'm saying this, and I mean exactly what I'm saying, because there's certain channels that every single day, man, all they talk about is the LDBC and what they said and what they did. Certain times I can understand the mentions because they come out with a bunch of ridiculous claims about everything. But if we're going to sit here and every damn day, let's make a video about the LDBC, let's just keep talking about these guys, you're building your channel off of these guys' name. No different from, like when like Deontay kept calling Anthony Joshua's name and then he go fight somebody else. And it's like, yeah, you're using AJ's name for clout chasing. I feel like that's what a lot of these guys are doing. We keep giving life to these people to the point that, I mean, it's one thing, like I said, there'll be something that they'll say and we'll talk about because it's false and it's BS and they're spreading it like it's facts. And it's something beyond just them having a stupid opinion. I don't care about your opinion. But every single day. And I said, you know what? Maybe there's so little going on in boxing that we really care about that this is what people feel is necessary to talk about. Or maybe they're just using these LDBC guys to grow their brand. Because let's be honest, the LDBC has always been the same. And they always will be as far as I'm concerned. Now, realistically, a lot of these boxing channels use other boxing channels to catapult themselves because they know that they're full of controversy and that there's a lot of people that don't like them. Like they have a lot of people that do follow them, but there's a lot of people that don't like what they stand for. My thing is, I'm sitting back watching the so-called boxing community just sit back and pretty much make a bunch of videos talking about nothing because this guy said that and this guy said this. Like I mentioned before when I said don't hate on PBC fighters just because the LDBC guys choose to praise them and follow them. You rate the talent based on what they bring to the ring, you know, and pretty much if you do that, you're doing the same things that they do. So how can you sit in front of a camera and talk about what they're doing and you're all doing the same thing? You know, I even had several times people like, "Yo, you should debate with this person and that person because they be talking to this, making up lies and talking all this nonsense about this and that." But like I tell people all the time, man, I'm not into debates. Okay, debates do nothing. What is a debate? I mean, it basically all you're doing. If I go and debate with a guy, okay, or female or whatever, if I go debate with some people, and first off, what are we debating for and why? I mean, because if you think you're going to change the minds of people, you're going to, clean up this whole the negative narratives that people try to put out. You're not. You can touch people in a different way. I've had people even tell me like, "Yo, through your channel, I learned something that I didn't know before. I thought this and that, and I used to feel this way and that way." And I started listening to you talk, and I'm like, "Man, this dude, he's a good dude. I can tell." And whatever. But understand, when you start saying that you're standing up for something and you're debating about something, like is it for self glorification, or I mean, what are we doing? What are we talking about? What's supposed to be the outcome? What is my goal for debating someone? See, I've seen debates. I've been part of debates, like sitting there. Why? I don't care if it was about religion, if it was about politics, regardless to whatever it was about. It's the type of thing where all I see is ego-driven people trying to prove a point, and debates usually lead into arguments. I got too little of a temper, too mature. I don't have patience for that petty nonsense. I'm too grown up for that, and got too short of a temper to be sitting here arguing with somebody over nonsense. Because anyway, so no, I have no interest in debating. I watch people sit here and debate. Here's my thing. I see people on their channels talk a lot of smack about other people, call them liars, they're delusional, they make up stuff, but then they sit here and supposedly debate with them, but sit there and want to play nice, want to sit there and be quiet. Then what the fuck did you debate for? What did you do? What did you agree to do it for? If you're going to sit there like a dumbass and let somebody roast you, you're going to sit there and let somebody make points, even though you think that the points are full of shit. We all can agree and say, yeah, I don't believe nothing that this person is saying. But you sit there and allow them to just overtalk you and make their points, and you just sit there. So what's the purpose? Oh, well, if I debate this person, his viewers are going to see me. And you know what? If I carry myself in a certain way, they're going to feel like, well, he ain't such a bad guy. He's just trying to make a point. Maybe they'll follow my channel too, and I'll get more viewers and subscribers that way. If I'm going to debate you, I'm going to debate you. Okay? Because on my channel, that's what we about. Truth, reason, and logic. So, like I said, it's not so much the individuals, it's the logic behind what you're saying, the reasoning, or the lack of truth. That's what I'm trying to tap into. I'm not going to sit here and agree to debate with someone and then get on the debate and then sit there and play nice with them, sitting there trying to, oh, my brother, my man, fuck that and fuck you. Ain't nothing, no, my brother, my ass. You, first off, if you want to debate, it's because you don't like what I'm saying or I don't like what you're saying. Now, if we can respectfully talk, just don't call it a debate, because that's not what a debate is. We're just having a conversation. We're chopping it up. I'm getting a better understanding of you. You're getting a better understanding of me. When we break these videos down, it's clear to see. Nobody, it's nothing complex about what we're talking about. People just choose sides. So they don't like what you're saying because you're speaking against a fighter or about a situation surrounding the fighter that they like. And you're basically probably saying something good about a fighter that they don't like. So at the end of the day, there's nothing to debate. Really, and if it's going to be a debate, like I said, if you're going to debate, then fucking debate. Sitting there like a couple of chumps playing nice with each other, or one playing nice and the other trying to get his shit off, and you're just sitting there allowing it. So I have no interest in debates. I have zero interest in debates. I feel like if you're speaking up for something, you're speaking up for someone's rights, you're speaking up for something that's meaningful, that's impactful in a positive way. I don't really feel like a debate is going to do anything. But to have an intelligent conversation, to be able to come to some common ground, yeah, I'm more into that. But for me to sit here and debate with another grown ass man or grown ass woman, and we gonna sit here and yell and scream back and forth, I'll be like, man, yo, you know what? Fuck that. Turn off the camera, meet me at such and such, and raise your voice. I want you to, matter of fact, don't even talk. Just get out and be ready. So why are we sitting up here debating and arguing? And on the other hand, if you're gonna sit there, like I said, and just play nice and be quiet and, well, I think this and what about this and what, man, listen, this motherfucker ain't telling you nothing. He wasn't there. He wasn't there. You wasn't there, but neither was he. So what is he telling you? No, he's basically trying to impose his will on you. So don't sit there and play nice, then go back on your channel and talk big woolly shit like, where was all the energy when y'all was face to face? I've seen several so-called debates and they all suck. Only person I respect, Lady Chan. I don't know if y'all watched her channel, Jamaican sister, Lady Chan. Yeah, big up, man. She goes in. She's respectful until they start trying to act like idiots. Then she start going in. She'll defend herself. These dudes sit here, talk all this, like I said, this big talk on their own channel, and then sit here and agree to a debate just to sit there and have conversation. Man, all y'all trying to do is network and trying to use each other to gain each other's followers, and hopefully that after this debate, however many people check in, like I said, maybe they'll start following you. Your followers start following them. Maybe y'all sit up there on the phone and talk to each other. Hey, brother, you know what? We gonna talk about this and this, right? And I'm gonna say this and this and this, right? You say this and that. Like, it's not personal, man, but we got to make it look good. Who knows? Who knows what y'all do? Who cares? Don't let these people fool y'all, man. We started these channels, okay, to bring boxing news. Somehow we got more dramatic soap operas type nonsense going on to talk about than actual boxing. And every single time, and again, I'm doing this video this style because, I really don't do lives. I could have did a live now. But really, I'm kind of multitasking. I'm doing certain things. And, for this time that's taking me to do the video, I'd rather just do the video before I get interrupted. Either way, don't let these people fool y'all. A lot of people will tell me, oh, you such and such channel, this person, they talk positive too. This person is this and this and this. And yeah, I'm aware of who they are. I don't watch them. I don't fuck with none of them. I don't like to deal with phony ass people. I don't like to deal with people who certain people just have agendas, and you can see because you've been watching them before you actually had your channel, and you realize, like, you see the difference from then to now, and you see how they try to present certain things certain ways. They're a bunch of chameleons. You know what a chameleon is, right? And you know what a chameleon does, right? You know part of what a chameleon traits are, right? How they change colors to their surroundings. Enough said. So at the end of the day, I just for me, it's like I'm not into this whole trying to form some union of channels with people. That was kind of in the works at one point, and it didn't really go anywhere. But we were trying to connect and plug a lot of other channels to grow the boxing community. But that's only going to go so far, because see, even when you're doing something positive, people think that you're trying to steal their thunder, and it's like, man, listen, y'all can do what y'all want to do. Me personally, I don't even care enough to sit up here and catch feelings about any of this nonsense. You know, when this camera goes off, whether this camera's on or off, I'm the same person. I'm the same way all day, every day. And I go live my life and do what I have to do. But when you guys jump in front of this camera and try to act a certain way because now people are watching and you gotta do this and do that and put your little gimmicks on and all of that, you guys, you go ahead and you do that. I don't need to. And for me, I invest my time in my physical fitness, my boxing, feeding my family, keeping a roof over our head, making sure that we're good. I don't have interest in sitting up here, like I said, a grown ass man yelling and screaming back and forth on the camera, with a bunch of, you know, immature grown folks who carry themselves like kids. I have no interest in that. So again, no. Aries is not about debating. And if I can't have intelligent conversations with grown people, I'm not interested. And one of the things that I always notice is everybody's such a boxing expert. They know so much, but never been in a fucking ring before. Never even hit a heavy bag. Never skipped the rope or did nothing. But they can tell you so much about what a boxer is and what a boxer isn't. And not only that, but when they talk, they always say, I'm going to tell it like it is. And then they sit there and give you nothing but opinions. And then yell, facts. No, no, no. I've heard false information several times. And people yell facts at the end of it, and it's like, no, that's not true. And then when you correct them, oh shit, you're right. Yeah, exactly. We human. We can all make mistakes. But I mean, the egos that these people have, the egos, man. All of this whole, I am boxing. I know everything about boxing. I know this, I know that. Oh, this fighter is this and this fighter is that. And if you go back to this date and this person did this and it's like, man, shut up. Nobody cares about what you're talking about. You doing all this talking about nothing. And then you sit there on your channels and want to tell everybody what this fighter's doing based on your opinion. And then when it turns out that that's not the case, right, you try to flip it another way. And for all this nonsense, like look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I watched Ricky Hatton's son fight. I watched I forgot his son name, but I watched his son fight. And during that fight, I had to go do something. So I didn't do a recap on the fight because I didn't even finish watching the full fight. I had to go do something. And when I came back, and I haven't watched the rest of the fight yet. But I will. I may or may not. I probably won't really do a recap on it. But either way, when I went to go do what I had to do, I was just looking around and looking at how much has changed. And I started listening to music, some older music. And I started listening to some newer music. And I just started notice just everything. Not just now all of a sudden, but I mean, it was one of them things where I just started, going back to looking at how the actors used to talk and dress. Think rotary phones and everything is cell phones, right? Everything is just different. The way music just sounds different. The way they dance differently. Everything. Looking at the houses, the style, everything. How everything just changes. For better or worse. Nothing stays the same. You have to change. Okay, you have to be able to keep up and adjust because life goes on with it without you. But when I look at the sport of boxing, and I'm like, damn, it just made me think about boxing. Like, where's the authenticity, man? Where's, the business side of it? Boxing has always been dirty. The business side of boxing has always been dirty. You've always had dirty trainers, people, putting things on your gloves and trying to give you something illegal. It's always been there. But I sit here and I look and I think, like, there was a time when every barbershop, every little cafe, little restaurant you walked in, wherever you went, somebody was talking about a boxing match coming up. You don't even hear that nowadays. And you mentioned boxing. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. Even where I work, people talking about basketball. Of course, they talking about LeBron and Steph Curry, You know, James Harden. A little bit of talk about baseball, little. But to be honest with you, everybody's talking about wrestling and UFC. They're not even talking about boxing. They're not even talking about boxing. And I looked and I said, you know what's so crazy about it? Wrestling is a predetermined hardcore soap opera. It's not even real fighting. And it generates more interest than boxing does. Yet, the top boxers get paid far more than these UFC guys or these WWE guys. But the interest in the sport is not there. So you got a whole lot of people that know a bunch of stuntmen. They know who their characters are, but they don't know who these boxers are. Man, that wasn't happening when Ali was fighting. That wasn't happening when Larry Holmes and Mike Tyson and Holyfield and Bo and Lewis. That everybody knew what was going on. They knew that people were always, you know, yeah, I know you watching the fight, right? Who you got in the fight? I mean, you don't even, these conversations not even they're not even happening now. I'm like, damn, everything is changing, for better or worse. Everything is changing. But I mean, it was a good vibe. And then I started just thinking, because where the area I was in, and I'm just like, wow, nobody's talking about boxing at all. Nobody's talking about boxing. And when you tune in to watch a boxing card, like, there's always somebody who's going to see something for the first time. What are they going to see that's going to blow their minds? And see, the thing about these channels is, like YouTube, I don't really watch regular TV too much. I watch mostly movies, pretty much. I don't really watch like TV shows and stuff like that. I'll probably watch more YouTube than I do actual like movies and stuff like that. I Chromecast a lot of stuff to my TV. I got a lot of apps in my TV, stuff like that. So whatever, because I'm a big movie buff. But in all honesty, a lot more people are watching like YouTube videos than they do regular TV. If they had YouTube when I was a kid, I probably would have too. But what I'm saying, when you watch these videos and you have people being fed all this false information, all these lies, all of this nonsense about, you know, giving their little false narratives and straight lies, man. And then you don't have people that got the heart to stand up to them, to put them in their place, to let them know. Don't say on your channel that they're full of shit, then have a live with them and smile and laugh and play nice with them. Tell them in that live you're full of shit. If you're going to debate, you need to have proof. You need to be able to make your points and have proof. When you don't have proof, but what you're saying is more logical, more feasible, do you think that matters? If they were intelligent enough on their own to think about how stupid and irrational that their so-called narratives are, then what makes you think you're going to say something to change? Example, how many people do you think that believe Tyson Fury had loaded gloves, had unpadded gloves? Okay? How many people do you think you can convince that that wasn't the case? How can you? I can't sit here and tell you that his gloves wasn't loaded. I can't tell you that his gloves didn't have padding from being, I wasn't there. Now I can tell you that his glove, with the imprints and all and the floppy, yeah, the glove was floppy, and certain ways the pictures and stuff. Look, what I'm saying is, you guys say you got proof, so prove it. What I'm saying, as far as the egg weight, does it make sense? Can you imagine? Well, I don't have anything that small, but you have a piece of metal wrapped into your, do you know what that would do to your damn hand? And you boom against somebody's head. Do you know that would shatter your finger so easily? You could easily damage your hand that way. So that makes no sense to me. That makes no sense to me. My thing is, even as stupid as an idea that is to me, what am I going to say in a debate that's going to make these people change their mind? And if you're not trying to change a person's mind to see things for what you see as the truth, then what is the purpose? What are you doing? Let's just go live and get in front of a camera and argue, or just talk about nothing. This is what you guys are doing. This is exactly what you're doing. So if you're going to sit here and every video is about the LDBC, every video is based on I'm upset, I'm pissed off because they said this and that. My whole thing is, like I said, I see things and like certain things we talk about. Like example, I'll give you an example with the Mark Breland situation. Now, when we heard that Mark Breland was fired, we heard this from many sources. The thing was, when he was actually fired, I heard it on ESPN. I heard it on the major networks first. When we hear things like Deontay Wilder said such and such a thing, or no, a false statement, put it like that, a false statement, like when something that they said about even like the Mike Tyson situation, like about saying that Mike Tyson said that he definitely was down to fight Anthony Joshua. Mike Tyson never said that, man. He said for charity. He's talking about an exhibition for charity. And I watched this channel sit here and falsely say Mike Tyson said he's definitely down to fight Anthony Joshua. And I saw titles talking about Anthony Joshua versus Mike Tyson next and all this shit. I mean, these are lies. And I saw that same interview. So, yeah, I made a video about it, making it known that no, that is not what Mike Tyson said. Mike Tyson said, sure, why not? It's for charity anyway. It's that specifically clarified. It's an exhibition for charity if something like that was to happen. He never stood there and said he wants Anthony Joshua, but the lie that was told that Mike Tyson said he wants to fight Anthony Joshua. And I sat there and listened to this guy and just shook my head and said, wow. So what I did was I played the video and let you guys hear for yourself what Mike Tyson actually said. So things like that, yeah. But I don't wake up and go, let me see what the LDBC is doing. Let me talk about these dudes. Let me see. I don't care what these motherfuckers are doing. And it's like every single day, you have so many channels that dedicate their time to just talking about everything these guys talk about. Their fan base is not interested in what I'm talking about and what anybody else is talking about that's non-LDBC. Only thing they're interested in is if we talking about somebody that they like and we're speaking in a different way than they want us to, which I do. I talk about what I want to talk about. I don't sugarcoat and follow what somebody else want me to say. But basically, this is what these guys do. So for me, it's like, if you take this whole aside from this whole Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury situation, I never have nothing to talk about dealing with these guys. I really don't even care about what they're doing. And this whole thing, this big circus act has been going on forever. And they're using his loss to benefit themselves. Of course they are. And this is why they keep talking about new news. More lies being told by Eddie Hearn. New news. How much new news is coming out of one damn fight or two damn fights? That's one over 3 years old and the other over a year old now. Okay, something that happened 3 years ago, over a 3 year period ago, and new news. What new news? What new news? There's no new news. Right now, I can tell you, because of the lack of big mega fights, we keep getting people that keep putting these little fantasy fights together. And when you start saying one guy could beat the other guy, everybody starts debating. And no, man, you don't know shit about boxing. Such and such, he this, and he beat this guy. He fought the better competition. He this, he that. Sometimes you're gonna be right. Sometimes you're gonna be wrong. And then all these stories start to come up, and then people start losing their mind because such and such said blah, blah, blah. Let me say this again, loud and clear. There's no YouTube boxing channel that controls boxing. They have the inside scoop about what's going on behind closed doors with these contract signers or any of that. None of them. So when these guys make a video telling you some false nonsense and then you jump into it, you got to understand, if you already feel like they're full of it, then why are you even following them? I mean, it's your choice. But if you sit there and for the first time go, oh, you don't really know who these people are, and you're going, oh, that's for real, let me check this out. And then you hear it and repeat it, then find out that it's lies. What keep you coming back? So again, yeah, I get it. They do make videos and they tell barefaced lies. So that's exactly my reason for what I'm saying. If you're going to see and call somebody a liar, and then you go and do a live with them and sit there and play nice with them, then what are you? I don't like liars. I can't respect people who sit up and just make stories up just to be making them up. So at the end of the day, if we're talking about, I don't care who we're talking about, but if we're going to sit and talk about people who basically, they're all clout chasing, they're all capping, they're just trying to grow their channels, stop feeding into them. I promise you, there's no boxing channel that I wake up and go, oh, let me see what this guy's talking about. There's only 2 boxing channels that I actually was watching, and I haven't really been on their channels for a minute, and I was shouting them all the time. At the end of the day, the reason why I was able to check them and shout them is because I like their content. If I don't like your content, if I don't, Lady Chan is another one that from time to time when I like her content, so it comes up in my feed. This is what I'm saying. It comes up in my feed, and then it's like, okay, I check that video. But as far as me looking for channels for people who I don't even fuck with, who I don't even like what they talking about, nah. Now, if it's about them making lies up about something, and I know that that's not true, or something just don't sound right, and then you go, let me investigate this because this doesn't add up. That I can understand, because if you're giving boxing news, then that's what you're doing. So, like I said, my news don't come from based on these guys. So at the end of the day, when we were trying to help grow this boxing community, you can't do that with people who don't understand. And you shouldn't have to, put yourself in a position. You shouldn't have to feel like you're in a position where you have to be the one to do it. You're just trying to bridge that gap where you got positive, strong channels. That's what we were trying to do. But, when you see resistance, no big deal. We don't need that. If it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. It just goes to show you that these people are all alike. They are all alike. They have their favorites. They have their fanboys and fangirls of somebody. And they have no problem, oh, I'm a big fan of such and such. I'm not a fan of no goddamn body. So at the end of the day, it's like respect earns respect. You know what I'm saying? And so when I watch certain videos, it's like, what are they talking about that got my attention? Right? Now, somebody like Lady Chan, I watch her. I when her stuff pop up in my feed, it's like I'll watch some things. But there's a lot of other people out there, man, that I just can't with them. I just can't, man. Me, I don't get along with egotistical people. You think I don't have people hate on me? Like when I do a video and I ain't got my shirt on, big deal. We all grown adults. It's not like I'm standing up there naked on the video. My damn Johnson swinging all around. You know what I'm saying? I'm standing up here shirtless or whatever. Do fighters fight in shirts? No. You don't think some of these big fat slob out of shape pot-bellied motherfuckers, you don't think they look at me and feel like, nah, this motherfucker, man, you shirt off. Yeah, of course they do. Of course they do, because they see the work. And they don't have that work ethic. So of course they look and they feel some kind of way. Oh man, I'm showing this shit, man. Why? You supposed to be a man, right? So why the fuck are you worried, man? Worry about what you put on your content, the content you put on your channels. Of course they feel some kind of way. Of course they feel some kind of way. But I don't take my shirt off to try to fool, to try to like impress people. If anything, be inspired. Be inspired, man. But I never do it. Look, here's what happens. I'm gonna give you the process, okay? I wash my hair, I wash my body, all the way from my hair to the soles of my feet, in between my toes, everything, my ankles, my calves, everything, okay? Everything. Entire body. Okay? I lotion up, I oil up, boom. Keep my skin nice and moisturized and clean. All right, let me make a video. I don't make the video and go, oh, let me lube myself. So, no, that's not what I do. Like right now, I just have a shirt on. Same thing, oil, smell, baby fresh. That's what I do. And I do my video. That's how that goes. But of course, you got a lot of these motherfuckers sit up here on their boxing channels and talk like they such boxing experts and talk about the fight game, and these motherfuckers are fat and out of shape. Let's just be real. Slow, stiff, no speed, no nothing. You see them when they're trying to demonstrate their little slow ass, weak ass love tap punches and shit and all. And I'm like, they just do them. But these are the motherfuckers who secretly check your channel. They won't leave a comment, or if they do, it won't be something directly to you. It might be like somebody on my channel, maybe on their channel as well. They might say hello to somebody. Yeah, motherfucker, that's because you watching. And it's little things like that the subscribers don't see it, but I see it. And that's why I don't fuck none of these fake, phony ass dudes. They all the same to me. Like I said, there's a few exceptions. It's a few exceptions. Not even a real handful. But I like Lady Chan's channel. My man Red Glove Militant. Boxing, Nocturnal Thoughts, my man. The rest of these motherfuckers, man, I don't really fuck with them. I'm just being honest with you. Nothing personal, I don't know them personally. But I see the way they move. It's just little shit that I see and know. It's like, yeah, okay. Like I said, even like for somebody to come on your channel and salute somebody on your channel, a subscriber, but don't acknowledge you, that doesn't bother me. But it lets me know your bitch ass is watching, but you got too much pride to be like, hey, salute my brother. So fuck you too. Nothing personal. You understand what I'm saying? I done seen a lot of motherfuckers in person. And it's, yo, what up, Ari? Yo, yeah, man. All smiles and, behind that camera, they got a lot of mouth. Not so much, not towards me, but just a lot of mouth. And I'm the type of person, I look you right in your eye when I'm talking to you. Now I had motherfuckers, yeah, man, we making this content, man. We trying to, just get people something to get into. And, I ain't got no beef with nobody, man. Well, why the fuck did you get on the camera and act like you do? You shouldn't have a beef with nobody because they have a different opinion than you do, but you speak so loud and boldly when you talk on your channel like it's a problem if you see the motherfucker. But then you sit up here and play nice with these people. This is what these motherfuckers are. They are fake. They are all clout chasing. They're all trying to grow their channels. They all have they surpassed a certain number that they never thought they'd get to. And they're like, damn, okay, my shit has grown. Okay, and they're just desperate to try to find ways to keep people interested. And this is what they do. Do you imagine Aries going live to do a video chat style video, or whatever you want to call it, whatever, okay, with someone after I didn't call them a bitch, a liar, delusional, and then all of a sudden I'm sitting up here on a video with these, yeah, man, my brother, yeah, man, I'm just saying, yada, no, whatever I was calling you on my channel, that's what I'm going to be calling you if need be when we get on that video chat. And that's why I say keep that same energy. That's why when these cats be talking all this shit about what this channel is saying and what that channel is saying, and they're saying this and this and this, and then I just watch it, I'm like, but goddamn, you keep talking about these guys. You constantly keep bringing their names up. Why? Why? Oh, I get it. Because people dig your channel when you talking about that kind of shit. They watch, and then you hope that you'll get attention. And then when these people start to like notice you more, they'll jump on your channel even if they hate your guts. I'm the complete opposite. I don't like assholes jumping on my channel. You can go somewhere else with that bullshit. And basically, that's what this video was mostly based on, man. I just basically talked about the fighters who just like it's like these guys just don't want to fight, and mostly with this whole thing with people just constantly wanting to see me debate with somebody, and it's like I'm too grown up for that shit. You know, when I actually see a debate, I've never seen a debate that I felt like was it really had any substance to it. It really it helped to change the situation for the better. And if it's not that, just to sit here and defend somebody and try to make a point is like, is it worth it? Not to me, it's not. Not to me, it's not. And also, understand this. For everything that we think, okay, that we think is true, you got to have the same energy with yourself. Like, I don't know. That's why you hear me say, I don't know. I'm not sure. But, and then I'll let you guys know, what the word is. As far as me telling you that my opinion is a fact, I would never do that. As far as me telling you I strongly believe something, yeah. It's not because I want to believe it. It's just the evidence that we have. But how many times have we heard something? Like for the people example, you see how soft and touchy a lot of people was getting about the Tyson Fury AJ fight? Because we're sitting here basically saying Tyson Fury don't want no smoke, man. This dude is telling me he want to fight somebody. He don't care. He's going to fight somebody. But yet AJ was supposed to be the target. So why are you acting like it's so important to fight somebody else other than AJ? Right? He said he'd never fight Wilder ever again. And he also said he'd never fight in the UK again. Then he turns around and says he may fight Wilder a third time. Then he turns around and he's sitting there talking about how he had an offer from the UK. And it's like, wait a minute, what are you doing, man? First you say one thing, then you say something else. And then his fans, oh, but this and this and that. Look, you heard the man sit here and say the same thing that we heard. What's the freaking attitudes about? Not that I care, but it's like, man, grow up. Grow up. He sat here and said it. Somebody, oh yeah, man, but yo, you said you think Charlo can beat Canelo. Yeah, I think Charlo can beat Canelo. I think Charlo can beat Andre. Also, I think Charlo is being childish for not fighting Andre. Yeah, but you like Charlo as a fighter though. What the fuck that got to do with anything? So, because I like Charlo as a fighter, I can't be honest about what I feel? Well, that's true. I know damn well it's true. It's childish that he won't fight Benavidez. Don't look, even if somebody asks you about fighting Benavidez, why talk shit first, then turn around and say, I'm not a 168-pound fighter? In fact, that should have been the first thing you said to that question. What about Benavidez? Well, I'm not a 168 fighter. I have no interest in 168 right now. He want to come down to 160, then we can talk turkey. But until then, I have no interest in 168. Why sit here and talk trash, though? So, again, if I can sit here and say that, first off, I'm not a boy and I'm not a fan. So them two words you got to take away from me. But by no way am I no kind of fanboy of anybody. When I'm sitting here telling you the fights that I want to see win are the reason that certain fights are not happening. They're the ones holding up the fight. They're the ones acting childish and bitchy right now. If I'm sitting here saying that, what did that tell you? So you do realize when you're talking to people who don't have a rational way of thinking. You're not getting anywhere, right? In my comment section, people have all different type of feelings about what they feel. When you see me get a thumbs up, do you know what I'm saying? I respect your opinion because there's no right or wrong answer. It's no facts. I believe strongly Charlo will beat Canelo. Can I prove that? No. Charlo has to prove that. Charlo has to prove that. I think Errol Spence can beat Terence Crawford. Can I prove that to you? No. Now, I think each one of these fighters can beat each other. What I'm saying is, Charlo versus Canelo, for example. Charlo's the underdog. Most people expect Canelo to win. I'm not saying it to be optimistic. I believe he got the tools to beat. I think he beats Canelo. I think his athleticism, his boxing skills, his power, I think he has everything he needs to beat Canelo. How you put it together come fight night is not up to Aries. It's up to the fighter that gets in the ring. I think Errol Spence got what it takes to beat Terence Crawford. I also think Crawford can beat him. But because people are talking like it's so one-sided, it's like, nah, I beg to differ. I don't think so. But it's not going to come down to what I'm saying. It's going to come down to what they do when they get in the ring. I'm not going to sit here and I guarantee you Crawford, Spence going to beat Crawford. I guarantee. No, I'm not guaranteeing you nothing. I don't care about it that much. I'm just going off what I see. And, at the end of the day, for me to be so invested in somebody, I need to be their trainer or something. I need to be doing something more than just sitting on my ass watching fights, being a fan. Eating popcorn and sitting there jumping up in my chair, cheering and acting like a fucking cheerleader. Like, nah, you guys can have all of that. So I don't do the fanboy stuff. This is what you're dealing with for somebody, first of all, to even ask for a debate. Let me break all this down to you guys. It's nothing wrong with people trying to grow their channels. But when they try to deceive you and try to make it like they despise something so much, you see, like when I say it's not necessary for two fighters to sit there and talk shit like they hate each other. All you're doing is going in the ring to win a fight. You guys are not fighting with guns, sticks, knives. You just going to win a fight. At the end of the day, good fight, man. Good fight. Hey, be safe on your travels, man. Hope you and your family, wishing y'all nothing but the best. All right, hey, be safe, man. See you soon. No, everything got to be, man, he's a bitch-ass motherfucker. I'm going to show you, nigga. When I see you, fuck that motherfucker. We can fight right now. All of this, and it's like, man, you guys it's like sitting in a elementary school lunchroom, just watching all the kids misbehave. That's what it feels like to me. So, same thing with a debate. What are we debating about? They sit there and put all this little tough talk, all these little headlines on their videos, like it's gonna be some fireworks, some sparks. Like I'm really gonna sit and tune in and watch some grown ass people argue? No. And that's all it ends up being, is a whole bunch of nonsense. They're trying to grow their channels. A lot of times people pretend they don't like each other, and these people actually speak before they even go live. You understand what I'm saying? When we spoke about fans of Deontay Wilder sending death threats to Sugar Hill, I made a comment. I said, and I mean what I said. You call yourself a man of God. You make a video when you want to make one. But you never made a video to say, hey, look, y'all support me. I appreciate the love. But don't threaten that man. You know what I'm saying? This is between me and Tyson Fury. This got nothing to do with Javon Sugar Hill. You know what I'm saying? This got nothing to do with nobody but the two men involved. This is my war. Y'all gonna ride with me? Let's ride. We gonna get him in the third fight. We done, whatever. But even just to say that, no. You think somebody gonna not hit the thumbs down on that? Of course they are. Because they the type of little soft, bitchy, soft, feminine acting motherfuckers that I'm talking about. That's exactly my point. Yeah, they gonna hit the oh man, why are you saying about Deontay? It's as simple as this, right? My kids are outside playing. Their friends out there. They're all playing basketball right now. Okay? What I tell these kids when they get here, be careful. I don't want nobody running over here, playing over here. Stay right here. In the front, stay right here where the court is. Have fun, right? Relax yourselves. Because these people get around here running, playing, doing all kinds of shit, whatever. If you told your parents you're coming here, stay here. When you leave, that's when, all right, well, such and such is on his way home now. He's no longer here. He's leaving, okay? Why? Because if something happens to one of these kids while they're under my watch, well, they was at your house and such a thing. Like, no, I'm not the parent. I'm responsible for my kids, and because those kids are all minors, being here is only because their parents know they're here. That's called just being responsible. Do you understand what I'm saying? Imagine I get up and leave and tell my kids I'll be back. All these, no. If I go, all these kids got to go. Because when there's no adult supervision around, something stupid can happen. So me being a responsible person, I don't know if their parents do the same thing. You see what I'm saying? But I know what I do. That's what I'm talking about. So you make your presence felt that way. So they understand. And my kids understand why. Somebody's kid get hurt on your property. Next thing you know, you're getting sued for something. It could be anything. So either way, it's like, no, my street, it's not a one way, but it's only 25 miles per hour. Cars barely come through this street. You know, it's never like a lot of through traffic, like one car at a time pretty much. So they got their portable hoop right at the driveway. They play ball out there right there in the street. That's what they do. That's what I'm saying. You open your mouth to speak to let people know what's going on. And he never did that. So whenever you make a valid point, people take it as an attack instead of, yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he could do that. No. Why do you think a person going to feel like that when they feel the same way? They actually feel some kind of way because you say something about a grown ass man situation. Like I care. Told you guys, man. Some like last year. I remember when Fury, when Wilder got his ass kicked, and I remember one of those LDBC guys. He made some comment. He's about to, check out the video. About to, get off the line on the video, and he said whatever his name was, something shout to hell, something. If you ain't LDBC, don't fucking say that too. He's feeling some kind of way because a grown ass man lost the fight. I can't remember when AJ lost the fight. I remember sitting there watching it, and I was like, "Oh well, win some, you lose some." Got up, and my kids was like sitting there, and I'm like, "Hey, let's go to Rita's and get some ice cream, man." Right? I wanted to go get a sundae, and went and got the damn sundae. What? Not Rita's. It was another place. Well, anyway, it was like a place like Rita's. If y'all don't know what Rita's is, it's an ice cream place. But anyway, so we went there. This place, they sell everything, so they stay open. It's an actual restaurant, but they specialize. Their specialty was their ice cream. So I just wanted a sundae. Went and got the damn sundae, and came on back home, and sat there, ate the ice cream, and was up all night. We was up to like 4 o'clock in the morning, playing dominoes and playing cards. Just one of them nights, and that was that. Now, the funny thing about it was, I remember people was they had so much to say about AJ losing that fight, and was like, could you imagine what Deontay would have did to him, this, that, and the third. And you guys remember when they was saying Fury can't beat on Wilder, he can't punch, he can box, but he can't punch, and this and that. He ain't gonna keep Wilder off of him. And remember what happened, and remember the story changed. You can go back as far as the very first video I ever made. You would never ever hear me make an excuse as to why AJ lost. You heard me say something saying like it wasn't right with AJ. But hey, it is what it is. You gotta do it again next time. And he did that. He did that. And again, like I said, we all know Seraphine got the call from Joey DeWaco saying that he concussed AJ. Jarrell Miller gonna have an easy night. AJ never talked about that. Here's the crazy part. All of those guys that hate AJ and want him to lose was saying something wasn't right with AJ. You could tell, man, like just something wasn't right with him. And even the fact that he was even getting hurt by those punches that didn't even look that hard. But they just never made they never let that be an excuse for AJ. You see what I'm saying? That's the only difference. Now, if you break all of that down and you really just think about what I'm saying right now, if I was on some fanboy stuff, I could have, oh no, man, the only reason he won was because of this and that, and something wasn't right. Did we know exactly what happened? No. No. People spent time trying to find out if there was any information about AJ's condition, something because something wasn't right. And then way before Serafina admitted it, I remember we saw like got word that it was a rumor that AJ got concussed. And then people started talking about, well, if he got concussed by a sparring partner, what you think will happen if if he used to fight Wilder, right? And this is when I had to, shoot something back at a person. And I said, well, do you think Sugar Ray Leonard is one of the greatest fighters of all time? Dude said, hell yeah, Sugar Ray. Matter of fact, that's my favorite fighter. I said, well, you do know what happened to Sugar Ray Leonard before he fought Marvin Hagler, right? This person had no clue. And he typed back, well, what happened to Sugar Ray? What you talking about? I said, man, listen. So I said, matter of fact, you know what? Just check the next video. And I made the video. And in the video, and I'm going to repeat it, I basically let them know. Sugar Ray Leonard told the story himself. So this ain't coming from no YouTube channel. This ain't coming from some unknown source. He told the story himself that he got knocked out the week of the fight. He got knocked out in sparring by his sparring partner. Said his whole team was feeling like, damn, man, if you can't beat him, how you gonna beat Marvin Hagler, man? This came from Ray Leonard's mouth that his sparring partner knocked him out. And he said he was going to go in there. His plan was to fight Marvin Hagler toe to toe. And I said, you think he would have learned by trying to do that same thing with Duran in the first fight, that certain fighters you just can't do that with, right? Okay. Well, Ray Leonard said him getting knocked out by his sparring partner was the best thing that happened to him because that made him go in there and fight Marv the way he did, which was doing what made Ray adjust and adapt to what you need to do in the ring. And he went in there and he fought Marvin Hagler and beat him. So this person actually went and saw the video and then goes, damn, you was right. That's all he said was, damn, you was right. Left it at that. No problem. I didn't even respond to that shit. No, I did respond. I said, yeah, I know. That's what I told. That was my response. Yeah, I know. Never heard from that guy again. No problem. But this is the type of stuff I'm saying. Nobody was looking to make excuses. As far as AJ fanboys trying to make excuses, it doesn't matter. AJ never made those excuses. AJ never did. And you don't have no year-long duration of people making videos trying to make excuses for what happened. There was no, I mean, there was, look, bottom line is this. It wouldn't have went that far anyway, but AJ calmed all of that by simply coming on like a man saying, look, the better man won. Just move on. We'll get him next time. Wilder never did that. That's when people, yeah, but it's different. Don't know. See, at the end of the day, in principle, it's the same. And he never did that. He never said, man, look, we get him next time. Only thing he said was, I moved on from Coward Fury. It took him over a year to finally do that. And when he said that, guess what? He wasn't even telling the truth because now they're going through this arbitration situation still. You don't know what to believe. You got Bob Arum saying he don't have a leg to stand on. Then Bob Arum turns around and says we might have to pay him a lot of money. Then, I mean, it's always a different story. It's always a different story. And I'm not here to sit here and play fan favorite and argue about who I don't have a favorite fighter. There's just guys that I like more than others and as fighters, and it's like certain guys I respect a little more because of the way they carry themselves. But at the end of the day, like I said, I'm no fan of nobody's. And for me, I'm the same person on or off camera. And a lot of these people, they're so different. Like I said, I done ran into certain people, and it's not the same energy when you see them in person as when they on these videos. And I had a person tell me, one day that they learned some things, a lot of things from my channel. And they said they used to watch the videos, never commented, but then they would listen to what I say. And then, I would, I haven't done it in a while, but I would often play a video of the person saying what I said they said. The last time I did that was the video with, actually, I did it with Eddie Hearn, and I scrapped that video. It was about some comments he made about as far as the fight happening with Fury and AJ. And the reason I scrapped the video is because the same day another video came out with Eddie Hearn talking. It's like something else is being said, and it's like, you know what? It's too much drama, and it's just a bunch of he say. You know, here say this, he said this, she said that. Here, and it's like I'm not into that. So I scrapped that video. And before that, the last time was when the video of Deontay Wilder saying that he had no legs coming to the ring because his costume was too heavy. After all of those fanboys sat there and denied that, even had somebody tell me I was lying, I was making that up. And of course, I gave him a piece of my mind. But at the end of the day, pause. But at the end of the day, that video disappeared for a long time. And when I was able to finally get, when that video resurfaced, I put that loud and clear for everybody to hear it. And see, there's a difference with somebody who made an honest mistake. Because you want to know what happens? Those same people, the same way they reached out to you to tell you that you was making it up, Wilder never said it. It's so funny because when I played the video, not one of those motherfuckers said, "Yo, Aries, you know what? That's my bad, man. I didn't know he said it. You did tell me he said that, and I thought that I thought you was making it up. But you were right. He did say it. I don't need them to tell me that. It's never about what I want you to do. It's about what you have in you, what kind of class you have about yourself. You understand what I'm saying? And not one time did you hear them speak up to say, "Yo, that's my bad, man." Of course not. So again, imagine instead of me playing that video, I'm going to have a debate trying to convince people of what the truth is when they could do the same things and look up the information. They don't want to look up the information because they're scared of what they might find. So I took it upon myself that when that video resurfaced, now I'm going to let all these stubborn motherfuckers hear it. And they're going to know. Pause. Okay, so imagine I'm going to sit here and debate with these people something that I know is true. This is not even debatable. Listen, facts are not debatable. The truth is not debatable. Okay? You only debate opinions. You can't debate a fact. The fact is he said it. He said those words. "Oh, I didn't have no legs going into the fight. My legs already gone good. My outfit was too heavy." He never said that. You're lying. You made that up. He never said that. When did he say that? When the truth came out, too much for him to deal with. So now imagine me sitting here debating. And then when that video comes out, it's not a moral victory for me. I'm not doing boxing news for me. I have an audience that I'm giving the boxing news to. So for me to sit here and lie and make up stories like their heroes do, no, that's not what I'm made of. I have no reason to do that. But I had to let them know. Don't question my integrity because you choose to follow a bunch of liars. And if you follow a liar, pretty much you're a liar yourself. So when that video came back out, they hated it. I know it pissed them off so bad because after all that mouth they had, the keyboard warriors, they tough on the keyboard. But at the end of the day, Nah, what am I debating with you for? I don't care that much to debate it. I saw a comment where somebody said when Anthony Joshua got beat, everybody and mama made excuses for him. Oh, nobody had that same energy. First of all, again, all the jackasses. Anthony Joshua never made no excuse about why he lost. You guys wanted him to lose so bad, it pissed you off because he carried himself like a true warrior and was like, look, the better man won. I'll get him next time. He in New York riding bikes in the street, playing basketball, chilling. He ain't worried about none of this shit. He know these motherfuckers want to rub it in his face. Nah, they gonna try to rub it in now. I'm gonna hang out in New York for a whole nother week. That's what he did. And he went back, kicked Andy Ruiz's ass and got his belt back. That made y'all even more salty. Do I get some kind of moral victory? No. Kudos to AJ. He won his belt back. I ain't getting none of the millions of dollars from him. I don't know Anthony Joshua personally. I'm not friends with Anthony Joshua. You guys act like some of these fighters, like y'all act like they your family. Like you understand what I mean? Like that's your damn daddy or something. Like when Deontay got his ass, like, stop laughing at my daddy. He got his ass kicked. Simple. When AJ got his ass kicked by Ruiz, man, there's no skin off my ass. I didn't get beat up, he did. I'm just giving the boxing news. But again, when you're talking to fanboys, they don't have that same, the same way I think and see things, they don't see things that way. They're the complete opposite of what I am. They're fans, I'm not. I'm just an observer. Somebody asked me, who are my top 10 favorite fighters? I said, I don't have a top 10, man. Now, I can give you a list of the guys who I can sit and think and say who I think was the best at their divisions or whatever. I can do that, but I don't have no favorite. This is my favorite fighter. I don't have no favorite. I was always taught this in life. The same people that you sit and idolize and worship, man, you might have to compete with them one day. And I remember one time, it was a guy. It was so funny, man. Before these fights, I remember this guy said he was talking about one guy. He was like, he could never beat me. Not me, talking about another guy. And he said, he's like, he getting better. He's like, I don't care how much better he getting. He said, man, let me tell you something. He respect me too much. He said, see, if he get me hurt and he got me in trouble, he gonna hold back because he respect me too much. He said, if I get him hurt, I'm going for the jugular. I'm gonna try to knock his head off. But see, he got too much respect for me. And I remember sitting there thinking, damn, that's some cold shit. But I'm like, I was a kid then. And I'm like, but then again, damn, think about it. Look at what we doing. We ain't here fighting each other. That's what we do, right? So as a kid, I shook that whole, that's my favorite fighter. Nah, I don't have no favorite rapper. I don't have no favorite actor. None of that. It's just certain music I like more. Some certain artists I like that person music more, and then I find myself listening to this stuff more, whatever. But look, y'all, it's just not necessary. Aries don't do debates, and I'm breaking this down. I spoke about it briefly last year, why I don't do debates. I'm doing it now, so when everybody see this video, y'all understand why. And I don't get mad when somebody say they would like to see me debate with somebody or whatever. I'm just letting you guys know why I don't do it. I have no interest in debating. And like I said, if it's just a conversation of explaining things and making an understanding, then fine. But why am I even doing all that when all we basically doing is bringing boxing news? Everybody got the right to their opinions. You can see things how you want to see it. But my whole thing is, if you're not talking truth, logic, and reason, then there's no need for us to even talk. Here it is, May. People still worrying about Glovegate and talking about what happened, and Fury in trouble because he know Wilder about to come for him, and this is going to happen, that's going to happen, and this, and yada. Okay, right. And y'all still talking about Glovegate. And let me explain something to you. If they do fight a third time, and if Fury beats him again, they're going to continue to talk about Glovegate. Because what they're going to be trying to say is, if it wasn't for the referee and the cheating going on and the hatred towards Wilder and the racism towards Wilder and all that, they would have did the right thing and Wilder would have had one win and even if he'd had his one win and they'd have took the decision back from Fury because Fury cheated and all this in the rematch. I mean, listen, they're not gonna let it go. It bothers them. It kills them. And this is who, when people are debating, they constantly bring up these LDBC guys. And I done seen several people debate them. Lady Chan debated with, I don't know if it was 7-8 Sports or one of them dudes, but she was going in because whoever she was talking to was trying to be disrespectful and talking like she running your mouth and you doing all this and this. And I'm like, man, you supposed to be a fucking man and you over here arguing with a fucking female. Arguing and talking tough to a female. Bro, like, man, I was so turned off. And I only listened because Lady Chan was making points. Making valid points, but again, to no avail, because what are you proving, right? What's happening? What's changing? Nothing. It's just arguing. That's it. So at the end of all of that, again, what did we solve? What did we change for the better? Nothing. The rest of these motherfuckers, these so-called men, I've seen sit up here and so-called debate and sit there looking stupid because you're sitting there frowning your fucking face and making expressions like you don't agree with what the fuck the man's saying, but you sitting there like a little punk bitch letting this motherfucker roast your ass. And I've seen several times this kind of shit happen. And I'm like, you motherfuckers talk so much shit on your channels, man. If you see these motherfuckers in person, trust me, the energy is different. And I know because I've seen some of these motherfuckers in person. They know who the fuck they are. And I sit there and it's like, y'all just gimmicky. Bunch of actors in front of a camera. I fight for real. I scrap for real. I can handle myself for real. So I'm not somebody who's sitting here talking because I got a big mouth, but I know, motherfucker, I can back up anything I say. So why am I debating with you guys? Like I said, if we're not having an intelligent discussion about something where we're just pretty much having a conversation, we're bringing up points that if you look at it from this standpoint, this way, yada yada, whatever, we're just, as far as Fury and Wilder go, I'm not willing to talk to anybody about that just to make a conversation. So you trying to make points against Fury, I'm trying to make points against Wilder. No. All I'm looking at is the situation, at the way it happened. If you take the whole LDBC out of it, none of this stuff happens. In their minds, they think they made something happen for the better because they think that they caused investigations to happen. They think that they helped Wilder accomplish something against Fury for some reason. Oh, they think that because of them, people are checking gloves and all this type of stuff. So why would I, for someone to have an ego that big and be so detached from reality? Now you hear what I'm saying right now. Why in the fuck would I sit up on a video with these dudes? Yeah, my brother, I was just saying, man, fuck that, my brother shit, and fuck you. You lying son of a bitch. This is what you said, and you foolish. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not going to play nice with you. I don't know you. I don't need to know you. At the end of the day, you got to understand who you're dealing with. And when you're dealing with people who don't care about nobody but themselves and their little clique, what am I playing nice with you for? It's not happening. It's not happening. I don't know if she's aware of it, but Lady Chan had a conversation with Spencer Ferran, right? And they did their little video chat thing, and I caught one of somebody, I forgot what video it was. It was just something that popped up, and I was happily watching it. And I remember in the comment section, somebody said something about, they referred to somebody, it was a situation or two people, something they referred to as Lady Chan and Spencer Ferran trying to clown them. And basically trying to say that Spencer Ferran and Lady Chan don't know what they're talking about, basically. This is what they were basically saying. They don't know what they're talking about. So they was laughing, making a comparison and just saying a bunch of clown type shit about them. You think I'm gonna go on Lady Chan's channel or try to find Spencer Ferran's channel and go, yo, man, did you hear what they saying about you? I don't care about none of that shit, man. They probably don't care either. They shouldn't. Because the same people that was doing all this talking, right? Here's my thing. You're tuning in to watch the shit that they're saying. Otherwise, you wouldn't know what they were talking about. So people that check into your channel don't always like what you're talking about or like you as a person. They just want something to talk about. Listen, I have no interest and talking to none of these fucking people just to be talking to them. Because at the end of the day, I'm not here to serve their ego. I'm not here to be defending AJ and Errol Spence or no fucking fighter. I'm not here to try to defend none of that shit. If you don't know what you're talking about, and I do know, yeah, I can let you know real quick that what you're saying is not accurate. But I mean, why would I have to sit here and go live to talk to these people just to sit here and try to argue a point with them? That's pointless, and that's not going to get anywhere. If you roll with Aries, you roll with Aries. If you roll with Blue Blood, then you're going to roll with Blue Blood. If you roll with 7-8 Sports, you're going to roll with him. If you roll with Dante, you're rolling with Dante. If you roll with Young Farrell, you're rolling with Young Farrell. If you roll with Boxing Ego, and so on. That's all that's going to be. But I've seen, like I said, I've seen people sit here, man, like dumbasses and let somebody chop them up like that. But they got all this mouth when they do their videos, man. Like, you're going to get the same energy from me regardless to whether if it's face-to-face in person, cool. That's even better. But you're going to get the same energy from me all the time. And my thing is, I'm not looking to argue with anybody. So that's my point. If we're going to have a conversation, don't call it a debate, because it's not a debate. We're just making a conversation. But when you keep bringing up the same shit that you've been saying for the past year, man, what the fuck do I care about Beloved? That I don't even make videos about that shit no more. So what am I going to go do a live for, to sit up here and talk about something over a fucking year old with people, with the motherfuckers who started the goddamn shit? What sense does that make? I'm going to sit up here and on top of that, let my subscribers down, let my family down, because I decide to go live, but then I'm going to sit there and bite my goddamn tongue and play nice, my brother. Fuck that my brother shit, man. You ain't my goddamn brother. You don't look nothing like me, motherfucker. So sitting up here talking about this, we're going to debate, we're going all that corny shit. Y'all can have it. Y'all can clout chase and do all that bullshit. But like I said, if I was going to debate you, I'm going to roast you. I'm going to steam your ass up. You will never, ever want to debate with me again. It's going to get messy, and we're not going to accomplish nothing. Just like none of these people will accomplish nothing when they sit here and call it a debate and sit there and want to play friends. Want to be nice to each other. All right, my brother. Fuck out of here. Look, y'all. Anyway, it's been real. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people. And I will catch y'all on the next video.